Cool. My name is Zach Shefska. Welcome to my channel. We are going to look at something super interesting today, how the biggest consumer apps got their first 1,000 users, and maybe I'll even tell you how we at YAA got our first 1,000 users. Share my screen with you. Let's jump right into it. There's a awesome newsletter by this man named Lenny Rachitsky, lennysnewsletter.com. Strongly endorse it. Go take a peek. He has a free monthly edition. This was one of the articles from May of last year. I'll link to it in the description below. There are 7 strategies that he found for consumer apps to get their first 1,000 users. Go to your users offline. That's number 1. We'll go down a second and look at the details on that. Go to your users online. That's number 2. Invite your friends. That's number 3. You have to have friends to do that one. Just kidding. Hopefully. Sorry. Create FOMO, fear of missing out. Number 5, leverage influencers. Number 6, get press. Number 7, build a community. We're going to look at some examples. All right, go where your target users are offline. College campuses for Tinder and DoorDash. This is one of the OG Tinder ads. Saturday, June 14th, there was a Tinder party. That's how they got their first 1,000 users. Whitney Wolf and Justin would basically run around USC, University of Southern California. Was it USC? Yeah, it was USC, because there's also South Carolina. Pitching Tinder to sororities and fraternities. See? DoorDash, the original DoorDash was a bunch of flyers charging $6 for delivery for PDF menus. So you'd go to the website, see the PDF menus, get charged $6, get deliveries. They were just putting those PDF menus up everywhere as flyers. Startup offices and transit hubs, Lyft and Uber. We asked everyone on our team to give us their list of contacts at startups, and we contacted them to ask permission to come by with free Buy Right ice cream sundae drop-off for their employees. They basically all said yes because Buy Right is so delicious. So we arranged a drop-off operation, had teams of staff with insulated bags taking ice cream sundae kits to all the companies and giving them Lyft credits. Again, go to your users where they are offline. Same thing with Snapchat. Same thing with Nextdoor. Same thing with Etsy. They actually went to craft stores. Pinterest. This is a fun one. We did all kinds of pretty desperate things, honestly. I used to walk by the Apple store on the way home. I'd go in and change all the computers to say Pinterest, and then I'd kind of stand back and be like, wow, this Pinterest thing, it's really blowing up. I mean, it worked. All right, so strategy number 2, go where your target users are online. Yes, this one from Dropbox is super cool. So there's a website called Hacker News. It's a forum. It's like it's like Reddit almost, but like a little bit more. I was gonna say refined, but not refined. Anyway, Drew Houston. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. He's the CEO and founder of Dropbox. He posted this, how does Dropbox work, or what is Dropbox on Hacker News. It blew up, went to the first page, got their first 1,000 users there. Loom launched on Product Hunt, TikTok and Musical.ly on the Apple App Store. Piggyback off existing online communities, Netflix and Buffer. He'd realized early on that the only way to find DVD owners was in the fringe communities of the internet user group, bulletin boards, web forums, and all the other digital watering holes where enthusiasts met up. Corey's plan was to infiltrate these communities, right? So go to where your community is or your people are online, similar to the offline ones, except you're doing it on the internet instead of, showing up to an office with ice cream. Invite your friends. Pretty straightforward. Yelp, inviting people from our network, mostly former coworkers from PayPal, drove our initial users. It's a great way to get your first 1,000. Lyft, same idea. Facebook, Quora, LinkedIn, Slack. Slack, we begged and cajoled our friends at other companies to try it out and give us feedback. We had maybe 6 to 10 companies to start with that we found this way. The pattern was to share Slack with progressively larger groups. We amplified the feedback we got at each stage by adding more teams. That's what you do. You just start by going into your network, people that you know. Number 4, create FOMO in order to drive word of mouth. This one's interesting. All right, make it exclusive by curating the early community, Instagram, Pinterest, and Clubhouse. So let's take a look at this. It's been interesting to watch Clubhouse do this via private test flight. Curation, keeping quality high. Exclusivity creates FOMO. Quick iteration, no app store review process. High quality referrals from seed users. Kind of ironic now because Clubhouse is, Clubhouse. But there's definitely some there. This is with Instagram. I think the biggest thing overall was that we were prototyping and testing Instagram. We gave it to a few folks who had a very large Twitter following, not necessarily a large following overall, but very large followings within a specific community. And because they shared to Twitter, it created this tension of like, when is this thing launching? When do I get to play with it? And that's the day we actually launched it. It had a springboard effect. So starting with like influencers and giving them access, and then creating that interest and desire. Waitlists are a great option. Superhuman was one I wanted to get access to that I had to like join a waitlist for. So anything where you create that like, implied demand because you make people wait, that's always helpful. Robinhood's a good example of this. The initial website was that it would blow up overnight, so we were kind of cavalier in the way we approached it. The website had a description in very simple language saying commission-free trading, stop paying for up to $10 per trade. And then there was a button that let you sign up. And then when you signed up, you put in your email, and you would join this wait list where we would actually show you there's this many people ahead of you and this many people behind you. Works. Okay, leverage influencers. That's strategy number 5. I need some water. Love LaCroix. Leverage influencers. Key question, who are influencers of your target users, and how would you get them to use your product? That's what Twitter did in the early days. This is the day-by-day chart for the initial launch of Twitter. That's so cool. The first public mention of the service I can find is on Evan Williams' blog late on July 13th, but you can see that even on the 12th, there's this mini boom in registrations. Then on Malik's post on the 15th really pushed it over the top. With more than 250 people signing up the next day. What I find fascinating is that there were less than 600 people on the service at this point, so it was very prescient plug. The recurring theme is that the power of the initial publicity is driving the early users. So you get some blog posts from some influential people. There you go. You can start to see the effects. Product hunt. Once we identified an influencer, Nathan or myself sent a personal email inviting them to contribute their link. There you go. Instagram did the same thing. Strategy number 6 to get your first 1,000 users as a consumer application, get press. So Superhuman, the best way to do this is to pick up 1 or 2 events a year where you can insert yourself into the cultural zeitgeist. I currently have one of the most widely read articles on how to survive an acquisition. It was written in response to the mailbox shutdown. That post ended up on Medium, and it was syndicated to QZ. We were able to insert it into the zeitgeist. That article probably took me 3 days of doing nothing else and another day of shopping it around, so 4 days all in all. But those 4 days brought in north of 5,000 signups. Yeah, so getting some initial press, which I know sounds easy in theory and a lot harder in practice as someone who's tried to get press for my business, like I get it, but it's definitely a tried and true roadmap to get those first 1,000 customers or users. Yeah, Airbnb, the OG story of the Democratic National Convention producing cereal boxes to help get some press around that. This is a really fun read and a fun story. Slack did the same thing. Instagram did the same thing. Okay, number 7, then I'm going to share with you what we did at YAA to get our first 1,000 users. Build a community pre-launch. So Product Hunt, a daily leaderboard for new products, began as an email list using a tool for creating collaborative daily email digests. Doesn't have to start as really much of a product. You're starting as a community, and then it evolves into a product. This is a huge theory in like venture capital right now. It's like, can you create communities, and can content creators kind of cultivate those communities, and then can you launch products to them? That's exactly what Product Hunt did. Stack Overflow. The founders both had large communities of existing followers from their previous careers. They invited members of those communities to participate in a private beta. That's also building the FOMO, in which they seeded the site with content, so it didn't launch with no content whatsoever. There you go. And again here, number 1, go where your target users are offline, go where your target users are online. Invite your friends, create FOMO, leverage influencers, get press, build a community pre-launch. What did we do at YAA? Number 7. 100% number 7. We used content. We created content. My dad was the persona, right? Of like pulling back the curtain. Here's what happens at a car dealership. Built an audience. By the time we launched our first product, we had millions of YouTube video views. We got our first 1,000 users in a day. Less than a day, likely. I don't remember, but because we had that community to launch to. So super helpful strategies, super useful strategies. Again, can't endorse this newsletter enough. If you're in tech, if you're in business, if you're an entrepreneur, definitely take a peek at Lenny's newsletter. And if you have questions for me about how we got started at YAA or our journey, our first 1,000 users, our first 100,000 users, because we're about to hit that, let me know. Happy to share in the comments down below. Thanks for watching.